So guys, we are going to go through some of the things we like to do for our morning coffee because as you know, Courtney and I do like to enjoy a good cup of coffee in the morning. For many of you that don't do caffeine, we understand that, so you can do a decaffeinated beverage of your choice. One of the things that we can talk about that makes it more nerdy when we talk about caffeine is this. I couldn't do caffeine for quite a long time, especially when I had like infectious stuff. I talk about the Lyme disease that I had. And the reason being is when the liver is very congested, your liver has enzymes in the liver to actually break down caffeine. So there's certain types of enzymes. Now, if your genetic type or your body type, your family doesn't have it, you may not break down caffeine very well. So some people can do coffee. Some people can't do green tea. What's the difference? Sometimes when you drink coffee, if it breaks down to certain other forms of caffeine derivatives, you may have an allergy to it. So if you can't drink it, you may want to try decaf or make sure you find one that doesn't have any mold. That's the biggest thing that you want to make sure.
Yeah.
Because whenever I had looked at pictures online about coffee mold, and it shows the bean and you'll see the little mold growing within the coffee bean, I got very picky. So I would actually go and buy bags of coffee, and I found a few bags that had mold growing on the bean itself. So that's why most people can't have a problem with coffee, is they call it the mycotoxins, the mold toxins. So find a good mold-free. So some people would ask which ones. We're not promoting these, but we found like there's by Keon, which is I think it's called Pure. Or is it name of the brand by Ben Greenfield? And he has a brand that's no mold, and also Bulletproof. And there's a few other brands out there that say that they don't have mold. So be very careful. So we both like coffee. Do you have a particular brand that you like? You like the King coffee?
I do. I don't tolerate coffee that well if it's just regular. So I do a kind of a mushroom type of coffee. So I like King coffee because it's reishi mushroom, and I can drink it all day. I think there's only like 10 milligrams caffeine in it.
Wow.
So yeah, that one's good.
I think that, there's beneficial effects of caffeine. Many people think it's bad for you. Many people will tout and say that it's not good for you. Caffeine, seriously, just like nicotine, there are amino acids out there that God gave to us on this earth to actually help with certain conditions. It actually does help improve vascularity of the brain. It's just that the body can't process it. That's when it can become a problem. So without further ado, I use a small espresso machine. And I just went ahead and brewed some coffee for us. I try to make myself a little Americano. I like mine a little bit stronger, so I just like a little espresso. But when we use this, you can always put it in a blender or use a frother. That's what we're going to talk about. Now, when you have any form of caffeine toxicity, like there's too much caffeine, in Japan and even parts of Korea, they'll use takosumi, which is blackened bamboo. All this does is that it actually acts as a chelator. It not only absorbs toxins, but it does say that in the literature that it actually helps absorb the high amounts of caffeine, like as in it actually helps with caffeine breakdown and caffeine absorption. So you shouldn't get too many of the shakes whenever you have takosumi. So in takosumi, I'd be very careful, guys, because if you guys can see, it will blow. I mean, it's bad. But see that? That's a very small scoop, and that's all it takes. Sometimes I put like a little less than a full. And this is what they do. They put this in the coffee, and they also put this in their baked goods. They'll put it in their breads. And
to make their bread black?
Blackened bread, which actually
bread.
helps chelate heavy metals. So this helps with heavy metal toxicity, and they say that since it's such a good detoxifier, it'll actually cleanse the blood. The next thing that you can add into, since she loves like reishi, is I'll go and do like, again, mushroom blend. So I'll take small amounts of mushroom blend, especially for the adaptogenic effect. So I'll just put like even a quarter maybe to a half of mushroom with that. So we love our coffee, but you can doctor it up any way you want to. So Courtney, how much like cinnamon do you like to put in there?
So I like a little bit of cinnamon. One thing that's really interesting, and I didn't realize this until more recently, but there are different types of cinnamon. So when you're shopping for cinnamon, look for Ceylon. This is really what they call the true form of cinnamon. It's from Sri Lanka, but the other more probably mainstream version is cassia cinnamon. And there's a component of cinnamon called coumadin, and that can be problematic for your liver when you have too much of it. And so Ceylon cinnamon is known to be, has a lesser content of the coumadin than cassia. So when you're shopping for it, there's not really much of a price difference, but when you're looking for the type of cinnamon, if you want to upgrade your cinnamon, look for Ceylon. Always obviously looking for something that's organic, but that's just like a little shopping, pro tip there.
You're learning some good stuff about some cinnamon. Cinnamon's like, I say usable forms. I'm surprised, like whenever I did more teas in the past, like I was so surprised about how the benefits of cinnamon are, especially with like blood sugar levels.
Yeah.
I've had some individuals literally that have had pre-diabetic and diabetic, and they used cinnamon capsules at a safe rate, and it pulled them out of diabetic levels.
Yep.
The next thing that we like to use at times is to use healthy fats. You can use ghee butter if you like ghee butter, but you can use coconut oil too. And the reason that you can put coconut oil into the actual mixture is that when you bind the fats, if you can put fats into your coffee, it actually allows a lot of the caffeine to actually absorb with the fats and get past the blood-brain barrier. So your body will break down the fats in an efficient way to where it's using it as an energy source. So what that means is you don't get the jitters. You don't have that high energy. It's a nice slow burn. That's what the fats are there for. Nice even energy and transport of caffeine into the brain at a safer rate. So you can put the coconut oil in there. And you can use, some people like almond, or I'm not supporting this brand at all, but I'm just saying like they're not bad, I don't believe. Everybody has their own thoughts about different brands. Like some people are really aware of like heavy metals or toxins. Find the one that's clean for you. And I'll just add in sometimes like a little almond milk. Some people can't do nuts.
Yeah, you could always do like a raw milk too.
Yeah.
Or a raw cream. So if you're somebody that's trying to extend a fast and you're looking to add some calories to kind of bulk it up, adding like a heavy raw cream can be really, really great to help support your caloric needs and help your body produce those ketones and keep you actually stable and fueled and running.
That's perfect. And so what I usually do with this, if you guys like honey, if you like any form of sweetener, if you like, you could put a bit in there, but if you really froth it up and put it into a small blender, it's the best because you get all those coconut oil and the fats really blended well together. Yep. You're not going to find it be very light in color because you put the takosumi in there. I was going to say,
it doesn't look.
It doesn't look. It won't.
You're not going to go in and win any barista awards with this one.
No.
However, it is, it's quite nutritious, and we're hitting all the marks when it comes to the stuff that we're looking for.
Definitely, because you just made your coffee that helps with detoxification, with adaptogens for your adrenals, blood sugar for the cinnamon, healthy fat absorption and equal energy production with the fats.
Yep.
And, almond milk or oat milk or something of your preferred taste. So guys, try this out.
You're not going to see this recipe anywhere. This is like exclusive Health Institute. This is like the super.
If we could have like this, the nice blended lattes, we can add so many more things. But at times I'll actually add in certain types of herbals at a low rate so they don't overtake the taste. But those are options as well. So anything else you want to?
No, this is great. I mean, I love this. I could just drink this coffee. I mean, we'll just keep on recording. Yeah. I'll keep sipping away.
It's not bad at all. You don't hardly taste the takosumi. So guys, try it out. Tell us what you think. Put it in the comments. We hope this helps.
Cheers.
See you guys.